You guys really did smash that like button in our last video, which is always nice to see. It lets us know that you're enjoying our videos, so we really appreciate it. Just looking at all of these amazing comments really cheers us up and really motivates us to make the best quality videos for all of you. And yes, we saw that you all wanted 5 WWE wrestlers who are more successful than their sons. You want it? You got it! The British Bulldog competed in the WWF during the 1980s and 1990s under the name the British Bulldog and his own name, Davey Boy Smith. He found great success as both a singles competitor and as a tag team competitor, holding every major title in the WWF except the WWF World Heavyweight Championship. He has headlined multiple pay-per-view events in the WWF, but his biggest moment in his career came from his win against Bret Hart for the Intercontinental Championship at the main event of SummerSlam 1992. Unfortunately, all of these accolades cannot be said the same about his son, David Hart Smith. David Hart Smith made his television debut in the WWE in 2007 as D.H. Smith, defeating Carlito using his father's trademark running power slam. He stayed in the WWE until 2011, when he was released from his contract. During his time in the WWE, he only managed to win the Unified Tag Team Championship once, alongside his partner Tyson Kidd, who wrestled under the tag team The Hart Dynasty. Razor Ramon joined the WWF back in 1992 under the name Razor Ramon. Notable for his gold chains and flicking toothpicks at anyone who crossed his path, Razor Ramon achieved great success during the WWF, maintaining a perennially high profile as a wrestler. Although he won most of his championships in WCW as Scott Hall, the bad guy, as he was nicknamed in the WWF, was a dominant force not to be reckoned with. Razor Ramon won the Intercontinental Championship 4 times, his most famous moment coming from his win against Shawn Michaels in an Intercontinental Championship ladder match at WrestleMania 10. He was also a key member of the locker room group known as The Clique. After witnessing the success Razor Ramon had as a professional wrestler, Ramon's son, Cody Hall, began to train as a professional wrestler, as he wanted to follow in his father's footsteps. However, Cody never actually made it to the WWE. He was in the independent circuit in 2012, before being picked up by New Japan Pro Wrestling in 2015. He debuted as the Bullet Club's personal young boy trainee, but never really made a name for himself. His profile was removed from New Japan's roster page, signaling his departure from the promotion. Known in the WWF as the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase is regarded by many as the greatest villain in pro wrestling history. I mean, have you heard his laugh? During his time in the WWF, Ted DiBiase was the first North American heavyweight champion, a 3-time tag team champion, and he was the 1988 King of the Ring. He also created his own championship belt, the $1 Million Championship. Ted DiBiase also held the WWF World Heavyweight Championship belt in 1988, but that period isn't recognised as an official title reign by the WWE, as he purchased the belt from Andre the Giant. He has headlined many WWF pay-per-views, including WrestleMania 4 and the first ever SummerSlam in 1988. On the other hand, Ted DiBiase's son, Ted DiBiase Jr., competed in the WWE for 5 years, but never achieved the same success his father had. He debuted as a villain, forming a tag team with Cody Rhodes. The duo won the World Tag Team Championships twice before forming the Legacy faction alongside Randy Orton. After the Legacy, Ted DiBiase Jr. competed in singles competition, using a gimmick similar to his father's of an arrogant millionaire. He was given possession of the $1 Million Championship and access to a trust fund by his father, but he didn't win any official titles in singles competition. He did star, however, in the film The Marine 2, but the results speak for themselves. When you think of pioneers in the WWE, Bruno Sammartino's name is definitely one that stands out. Bruno Sammartino competed in what was known back then as the WWF, Worldwide Wrestling Federation. His impressive title reign began when he defeated Buddy Rogers in just 48 seconds to become the second ever WWE champion. Bruno held the WWE Championship twice during his career, the first one being for nearly 8 years. That is a staggering 2,803 days, by the way. By far the longest reign of all time, and a record for all professional wrestling champions. Bruno's son, David Sammartino, joined the WWF in 1984, with his father as his manager. He received a big push when he was with his father, but when he wasn't with his father, he was effectively a jobber. Vince McMahon was basically just using David in order to get Bruno to wrestle, as he did still draw huge crowds. This annoyed David, who quit the WWF several times, to only be brought back in by his father. He later said that he did not enjoy his WWF run, and that he had no desire to get to know Vince McMahon. He called McMahon arrogant, and he did not like to see him abusing those who worked for him. Recognized as one of the greatest professional wrestlers of all time by the WWF and WCW, Mr. Perfect was a flawless technician in the ring. During his time in the WWF, he went on an undefeated streak on television for over a year and became a 2-time WWF Intercontinental Heavyweight Champion. In fact, he was the longest reigning champion in the 1990s. WWE themselves regard Mr. Perfect as one of the top 5 Intercontinental Champions of all time, and a man who brought a new level of credibility to the title. Former WWE superstar Hulk Hogan, I recount that, I mean a random guy whose name happens to be Hulk Hogan, remarked everybody would check their egos out the door when they came into a building that Curt Hennig was in, because you couldn't outwork him, you couldn't outshine him, and you couldn't outperform him. He was the best of the best. However, the perfect genes Mr. Perfect had clearly did not get inherited by his son, Curtis Axel. Don't get me wrong, Curtis Axel is an underrated performer both in the ring and on the mic, but he hasn't really had any major pushes or main event spots since joining the company back in 2007. He has won the WWE Tag Team Championships with David Otunga as a member of the New Nexus, and he has won the Intercontinental Championship once, paying tribute to his father when he won it. Although he still wrestles in the WWE, he is nothing but a lower card wrestler, which is a shame really. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please show your support by leaving a like and sharing this video, as it really does help us a lot. Don't forget to comment below too, and we will pin up the best comment. And if you haven't already, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you never miss a video from us. Lastly, for daily wrestling facts and more, follow all of our social media accounts, which are on screen and in the description. Thanks, and until the next video.